Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Not just because I can, and I continue with Deus Ex Human Revolution Blind. Now there's a couple more enemies left, and I don't have that much ammunition, which makes me a little worried. I need to take at least one of them in melee, and then maybe I will use the remaining two darts to get the other ones. Okay, so I'll activate this.
You can't escape!
Hopefully that's all of them. Before, I imagine the friendly units on the radar are probably the captured Sarif scientists, but before I investigate that, I want to check the rest of the room.
No serious injuries were reported. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus. Back again to Detroit, where a handful of people were taken into custody this evening following yet another anti-augmentation demonstration. This time, patients attempting to access the 2nd Avenue Limb Clinic found their route blocked by supporters of the Humanity Front movement. The pro-human organization had received permission to gather in protest earlier in the week, but police decided to shut down the legal rally prematurely and closed the Broadview Tunnel. Perhaps they feared what might happen once the hostage situation at Sarif Industries resolved. Regardless, several violent skirmishes did break out, but no serious injuries were reported.
Wait.
This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
That's literally old news. Like, that was talking about the demonstration about the beginning, in the beginning of the game. I thought there might have been another one, but they very clearly mentioned the hostage situation at Sarif, and it has been, what, 30 hours of gameplay ago? So, I'm not sure if that was a bug, maybe indicating that something wrong is going on with Eliza's software or something. Or actually the other way around, if it was a bug or if it was, a plot point regarding what I just said. I think I've explored everything here.
India today reported a 32% increase in tuberculosis deaths last year. This is an insane stat. See, the one thing people can't explain is why the antibiotics aren't working like they used to. So, the disease is stronger, but the antibiotics are weaker? Something's up here, followers. This is where the Illuminati killing machine does their best work, with plagues. Let's just hope that this is just a wave and not a prelude to the depopulation plan shifting into full gear.
So he's talking about manufactured diseases, which, unfortunately for him, pretty much hits the nail squarely on the head as far as the Deus Ex universe goes, because that's exactly what happens with the Grey Death in Deus Ex 1. And not even that, the Grey Death is not only like a measure for control, but it actually kills like an unimaginable amount of people. I seem to remember that in Deus Ex 1 the world's population is actually lower than today's world population, despite it being like 2070 something, and that's because of all the people that have died. Okay, what do I want to discard? I guess a frag. Because I definitely want the tranquilizer darts. I will hack this as well. Wait, T-Tong? Would that be Tracer Tong? I guess. Wait, is Tracer Tong one of the harvesters? I assumed, if anything, it's probably the son of the Tong at the hive. Yeah, I'm screwed.
Access denied.
Okay, you know what? Just hack it using this. I have plenty of those.
This is an insane stat. See, the one thing people can't explain is why the antibiotics aren't working like they used to. So the disease is stronger, but the antibiotics are Something's up here, followers. This is where the Illuminati killing machine.
Yeah, Hive Master is the Tong from the hive, right? Ah, father. Okay, so he is. Tracer Tong is the son of the Tong from the hive. I wonder if I'll get to meet him. Ah, so I guess why the email is here is because they are working with the harvesters, which I guess makes sense. I saw them at the hive earlier. That was in fact where I got the first information about them. Yeah, and they are looking also into expanding into Hong Kong, which is exactly where you meet Tracer Tong in Deus Ex 1. Cloaking device, subdermal implant. Okay, I'll also...
Oh wait, I don't have no freaking sponsors. Let's get back to talking smack. Accept it, followers. AIDS is on the rise, and there's nothing we can do about it. You know why there's nothing we can do about it? Because we're not doctors or scientists. And the scientists and doctors who are supposed to be finding a cure are doing jack smack shit. Tell me something. How can medicinal technology and knowledge make huge leaps, but the diseases these technologies are supposed to be fighting are getting worse? How does that make any sense? AIDS isn't the only virus making a comeback. Tuberculosis is back in the game
okay,
too.
so I listened to the rest of it.
32% increase in tuberculosis deaths
About the increase in tuberculosis. I just wanted to catch
See, the one thing
the
can't explain is why the
beginning as well.
antibiotics aren't working like they used to. So the disease is
I think I might be screwed again. Yeah. Freak. Okay, that's actually
Access denied.
pretty annoying, but... I know I'm wasting those, but I'm using that mostly because ammo capacity, I think that can be used in conjunction with the tranquilizer rifle. I'm doing it mostly because of time. I guess the upgrade is probably more pricey. Okay, I think that's everything. So I can finally open this door and see if it's the scientists from Sarif.
That's far enough, Guilo.
Tong.
You disappoint me, Jensen. I thought we were friends. Then my hacker gets killed. You break into my place of business, and you don't even have the manners to knock when you enter a room. A lot of bell tower heavies looking for you, and you reason I don't just turn you over.
Yeah. Vasily Sevchenko.
Never touch the stuff.
You're wearing his arm. GPL device inside it. Let me straight to you.
Scavenged tech. Get you every time. Wrong woman, don't do that, you hear? Sorry to say, the man I got this from wasn't in a position to complain. Bell Tower gave us his corpse a few weeks ago.
Bell Tower? Not Tai Young?
Tai Young's not the one grabbing people off my streets then giving me choice args, so I close my eyes.
Sevchenko had 4 other scientists with him.
I'm not wearing any of them. So maybe they're still alive, and maybe I help you out with this.
Go on.
I've got a pretty good idea where Bell Tower's been dragging people. Problem is, bastards got my son. And he gets a bullet if I step out of line. See where I'm going with this?
Where's he being held?
One of my harvester boys will tell you all about it. Meet him in the sewers near the Alice Garden pods. Then, when you free my boy, come back and we talk some more.
I can hardly wait.
Okay, so
You find my boy Lawai. He's smart, but he's not a fighter. He's more a, how you say it, scrapper.
So I guess I am going to meet Tracer Tong after all. Building wings. I guess it's more of a metaphor than the actual statement, although at this point actual wings aren't out of the question either. Now, what surprised me is that apparently
Following yet another anti-augmentation.
the Dutchman hacker is dead? Which, oh, they've got some cells in here. I think there's some kind of a journal here, so I want to read it. Apparently the hacker is dead, even though I specifically stayed behind so that I can save him. Freak, I've done goofed, I think. Specifically stayed behind so that I can save him, and I specifically waited
Access granted.
to eliminate all opposition, and he just didn't come out of his pod. So is the game trying to tell me that they killed him after I left anyway? That is kind of pointless. Like, I literally don't get that. Church of the Machine God. The God in the Machine. It's basically literally Deus Ex Machina. Again, although in a different meaning than the previous one with the Icarus system. So I guess they had like someone who believed that basically transhumanism is a religion here. And I guess they scrapped them for parts, which is kind of gruesome. Okay, I need to leave. I'm just not sure where I'm going.
Taken into custody this evening, following yet another.
Oh, and I guess the camera is friendly now, so I should be able to just... now that Tong has given the stand down order, I should just be able to leave through up here, right? And they should let me go?
You got a free pass from the boss, but don't try anything stupid, or you're going to end up as spare parts.
Okay. But I'm going back to the other district again because it's somewhere near the Alice Garden pods. Now, how many credits? Oh, I have just enough credits to buy the other praxis upgrade from the clinic. I guess I can use the remaining money to buy some energy bars and stuff, because I doubt usually the practice kits replenish when I leave the location permanently and return later on, so when I buy both of them, I doubt there will be any more at the limb clinic.
So I imagine VersaLife's got to have an opinion on things. Think they'll give up all that money they get on neuropozyne sales? Nuh-uh.
They can't have that much influence, not if the whole UN decides to pass restrictions.
Biotech companies have got to be scrambling. TYM, Isolate. They all stand to lose millions.
Zhao Yunru didn't seem concerned in that TV interview she gave. She almost seemed to be welcoming the restrictions.
Yeah, probably because she's made some backroom deal. That's how these corporations work, you know?
Yeah, that is how they work, indeed. For a second, I was startled because I thought this is a mine.
Confirmed that the cause of these disruptions has been linked to a major malfunction.
哎，怎么回事嘛？为什么我们还？
You here for recall? There is problem with the peripheral nerve interface. We fixed with upgraded chip. You want it, yes?
Still no.
I'll think about it.
Clinic is very busy, but if you want something else, we will service you.
For the reasons I already mentioned. I'll buy this though. Maybe... but I don't have the space. That's problematic.
You're very welcome, sir.
Damn it. Okay, I guess this is how it has to be. Though I could have, and probably should have, sold that stuff on the way here. Okay, I'll get those two sprint upgrades. I'm sprinting a lot anyway, so in the long run it's probably convenient. And as I said, then I won't have any reservations about getting the upgraded inventory. I guess I could, like, at this point, I could get this to disable the turrets. I don't really want them to shoot the enemies, but disabling them would be kind of helpful. As would disabling robots be, to be honest. I'll think about it when I get some more points. Okay, now I need to go up here, I think, somewhere around here. Yeah, in the sewers.
Returning to tonight's biggest story, the World Health Organization today.
Okay, I still don't really have any serious means of incapacitating my enemies, which is definitely a problem in the long run. Noodle factory.
You one of Tong's boys?
No. I just like hanging out in the sewers because they smell better than what I ate for breakfast. Any other stupid questions?
Not yet. But if I come up with one, I'll be sure to ask. Where's the kid?
We thought he was in the upper city, holed up nice and tight inside the bell tower compound. But as it turned out, the fox got nervous. Didn't like the look of Tong's flex stick, so they moved his son someplace safer.
What could be safer than inside bell tower headquarters?
You're about to find out, Migrant. They're holding him just around that corner in the basement of an old noodle factory. Won't be easy getting him out either, because the men guarding him aren't your typical bell tower police. These are warriors, specially trained, heavily augmented.
I have a feeling I may have met them before. If that's the case, you got an escape plan?
You are the escape plan, my friend. Didn't Tong tell you? If bell tower finds out anyone else is involved, things are going to get very ugly in Lower Hengsha.
So Tong's willing to risk his kid's life on one man's abilities?
Not necessarily. When you get to Tong's son, give him this. He'll know what to do with it. Now get going. Wouldn't want you to miss your next ride.
Okay, I assume this is for my use in the mission, so I am going to take that. Well, I guess it's nice that I picked up the upgrade with the rebreather. It's finally useful for something.
Access granted.
Okay, a lone soldier. It's really maybe not a good idea to go inside here without having sold the items I'm currently holding, but I guess it's too late for that. Okay, this is certainly something important, judging from the lasers. I guess this is just another entrance into the hideout from another angle. Yeah, I guess I'll get the other sprint upgrade and be done with it at this point. And I might finally get this. Like, all this time I was thinking about how changing the turret's alignment isn't really that useful for me, and it still isn't, but I guess straight up disabling them would be useful. And I'm starting to like max out the augmentation anyway. You get a lot of those practice points. Okay, there are, I think, two of them side by side here.
No, we're on target there! You can't escape! Intruder, there!
Okay. So I guess he's below. And this seems to be the right direction to go. Okay, so maybe he wasn't here at all, and they're instead, like, I don't know, on the upper floor, and they just hear me? This location seems to be kind of... But if I do this, then he's going to kill the guy on the other side of the wall, which I don't really want. Okay, I don't think I've went here. I was pretty confident I hit him, but apparently I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening here, because again, okay, I did hit this one.
Someone hide. Hostile in the area! You're a dead man! Open wide! You can't keep hiding!
Okay, this presumably leads down there, right? Not really. It leads to some kind of
Hostile!
security station. Okay, this is actually a mistake, I think, because they will revive the other guys behind the wall in the meantime. But I guess this is like a prison block or something with cells around, so that might actually be where Tracer Tom is held anyway.
Access granted.
Yeah, I guess that's even him, probably. So I might not be concerned with the other guys in the end. Okay, that's pretty disgusting, but sure, I'll take it. You're telling me I'm freaking fighting around and he's just sleeping?
You Tongs kid.
So my mother keeps telling me. But you are neither bell tower nor Chinese. Am I to assume my honored father is covering his back by sending you in to spring me instead of his harvesters?
Wise assumption. Let's get out of here.
I don't think so. Last time I checked, Bell Tower had a lot of firepower out there. You may have been able to slip past them with ease, but I'm thinking it's safer in here. No offense, American.
None taken. I wasn't crazy about the odds myself, but when I questioned it, I was told to give you this.
Well, well. Way to go, Father. This changes everything. Assuming they reassembled it correctly. You ready to go?
Ah, so this is the cloaking device they scrapped off of one of the captured Augs, right?
I'd feel a lot more confident about things if I knew what the device was and exactly what you intend to do with it.
You mean they didn't tell you? Not surprising, I suppose. given how much Father enjoys his little secrets. I assume you've noticed how his harvesters like to repurpose existing technology?
If you mean steal it from other people and sell it to new customers, then yeah, I noticed.
Not necessarily a practice I approve of, but not everything gets resold. Sometimes it is taken apart and reassembled into something more useful. A handheld version, for instance, that doesn't need to be implanted in the human body to work.
You're still not telling me what that thing is.
Easier if I just show you. So, shall we leave?
Tell me something first. How the hell was Bell Tower able to nab you?
Whatever do you mean?
Come on, kid. I may not be 100% up on the triads, but I'm betting your dad's not far from becoming a dragon head. I find it highly unlikely that the local authorities could just waltz in and take off with his son.
Under normal circumstances, you would be right. But in this case, I'm the one who waltzed over to them.
You volunteered to be kidnapped? Why?
Let's just say, my father and I do not share the same love of augmentations. I find them dangerous and not something our family should be putting so much trust in. But father expects me to... how do you say it? Follow in his footprints? So a change of scenery is required.
I'm not following you.
Tong Senior would never willingly allow his only son to leave his side. I needed a way to convince him that I had to leave Hengsha immediately.
So you orchestrated the kidnapping. You're playing with fire, kid. By pitting the triads against Bell Tower, you've put the entire population of Lower Hengsha at risk.
That may be true. But you are here to rescue me, aren't you? So my plan seems to be working this far.
Right. And sometimes the more power you think you have, the more quickly it slips from your grasp.
I will try to remember that, American. Are you ready to go now?
Yeah, so I guess he wants to relocate to Hong Kong.
Yeah, but stick close. Your father and I have some unfinished business to take care of, and it all goes to shit if I don't get you back to him in one piece.
Don't worry about that. I'll make sure father sticks to his promise. Maybe even get him to throw in a little extra. But as grateful as I am for your assistance, from here on in, it's every man for himself. See you later.
Okay, so I guess I am supposed not to care about him and just leave myself. Which you don't have to tell me that twice. Okay, I'll just disregard them. I'm not spending my time fighting all of them. There's not much to be accomplished doing that anyway. Now, I think the exit is somewhere this way. No, or maybe not. I guess on the way to the Tong Senior, I should probably find a vendor to pawn all of the stuff I have, but I don't quite remember. The one at the Alice Garden Pods is dead, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure where to look for him. You can't sell weapons at the limb clinic, so I would have to... Like, I found one vendor already, it was in the other district, but I don't remember where exactly he was, and I'm not sure it's marked on my map. But I need to go to the other district anyway, so I might search for him while I'm there. Now let me take a look at the map. Harvester's hideout. Inkshak Court Gardens. Yeah, I don't think it's marked on my map, so it's somewhat problematic. But I think it was in one of the side alleys somewhere nearby, because it was near this butcher's shop. I accidentally stumbled upon it when looking for żelazny. It was like a side alley.
Everything you want, right here.
Okay. So I'll sell this and this. This is quite pricey. Okay, so now I should have enough, well, nearly enough, to buy another practice kit when... I guess I can buy a couple of those, they're not that expensive. Yeah, but I am more than halfway through getting another practice kit.
Yeah, I will be right here.
When they will become available. Now I'll sort that out a little, just to make picking up new items easier. Okay. Now I'm ready to go and talk to Tong Senior. He's like on the lowest levels, right?
Reporting to you.
Okay, I'm back.
You have talent, Jensen. You ever need a job, you tell me. I'll hook you up.
I take it the kid made it back in one piece?
He says I owe you a weapon. I always repay my debts. With interest.
Okay, I don't really need the weapon, but I'm going to sell it.
That's one debt paid. Now tell me what you know.
Bell Tower keeps 2 ships in port. They think nobody notices, but I keep an eye. Every couple of days, one of them loads up in the middle of the night and sails out.
Heading where?
A wise man doesn't ask. I just know the Heizen Su pulls out tonight. And where she make port, I bet you find your scientists.
That's a whole lot of maybe, Tong.
True. But maybe you lucky more times than I can count.
Bell Tower runs tight security. How do you expect me to get on their ship?
One of my boys will leave a package inside a locker for you in an equipment shed. You find it, we talk, and I tell you what to do next.
I'll be waiting with bated breath, I'm sure.
Okay. Oh, that's another one of those problems. It's a serious one. It's straight up rebooting this time.
What the fuck happened?
I guess they got it too. Yeah, they're obviously very heavily augmented. But I'm still adamant that it was actually a good idea not to get the upgrade chip, because that's very clearly what the Illuminati want people to do. And if the Illuminati want something, then that's probably not going to be good for you. I will run by the shop and sell the grenade launcher, even though it could potentially be kind of useful against the bots, but I've managed without it so far. So I think I'll just pass and try to manage with what I pick up along the way, you know, EMPs, those grenades and things like that. It takes a lot of space, the grenade launcher, and it's only situationally useful, so I don't quite care about it. And now, where would get inside the port? Wait, how would that help me? Like, do I get there from underground? Well, in either way, I need to get back to the merchant. Hopefully I can... I'm not sure if I remember where I found him in the first place. It's over here.
You see what I got?
Yeah. And that gives me enough money to buy another practice kit if it shows up.
Bye-bye. I see you soon.
So, given the choice between an additional practice kit and a grenade launcher, I would choose a practice kit anytime. And speaking of practice kits, skill 0. Interesting. So I guess they use dollars in Hengsha? I wonder if that's because it has so much influence from corporations that they switched to American currency, but it doesn't seem like, I'm not an economist, but it seems weird and not really that beneficial for an independent country to use another independent country's currency. Not to mention, it probably requires some kind of a treaty or something like that. So I wonder if that's maybe just an oversight on the part of the developers. You know, they made a parking sign for one of the other locations, and then the level designer just plastered it over this level, which is in China. Lower Hengsha, but I guess the locker that I need to find is on this level, right? And then I will have to leave anyway, so basically I backtracked for no reason, just because I'm stupid. Though maybe I do get to the port through the sewers after all. So maybe the backtracking wasn't pointless, which would definitely make me feel a little bit better at least. Is it another vendor?
You buy or sell? I do it all. Look at a computer and see for yourself.
Okay. I don't really have anything to sell. I could, however, buy something. Yeah, I'm definitely buying all of those. Okay, I think I'll buy an EMP, just in case.
Yeah, I will be right here.
Okay. I guess it's...
Tell me something, Mawai. Why is it that everyone with AUGs got hit by that glitch? Not all augments are made by the same company. They don't all use the same chips.
Oh, that is actually a very interesting point that sort of helps me to better understand what's happening, and it's exactly something I was wondering about before. So I guess my current working theory is that the replacement chip is bad because the Illuminati want people to get it, and most of the things that the Illuminati want are bad for the people because they are not made for the people, they are made for the strengthening the power of the Illuminati and the control the Illuminati have over the people. And since not all of the augmentations are made by the same manufacturer, then the glitch isn't in fact contained within the augmentations themselves, but rather comes from some outside source like a global EMP or some globally affecting magnetic shift or whatever, you know, something that the Illuminati generated, and they generated it precisely for the reason of funneling all of the people into the limb clinics because of the panic to get their replacement chip, and the replacement chip probably contains something horrible. Although I guess it would be kind of funny if in the end it turned out that it was a straight upgrade and I didn't get it because I was paranoid. But as I said, I'm pretty convinced it's something bad. Okay, I did. Damn it. I was hoping they wouldn't notice me. I wanted to listen in on their conversation. Like the range at which they notice you is somewhat inconsistent I feel, because sometimes I'm literally standing right next to them. You know what, you can just kill me and it'll be a little bit easier. Sometimes I literally stand right next to them and they don't see me, and here I was on a different side of the fence and they still notice me. I'll listen to the conversation from here, I guess.
So Jesse was puking his guts out this morning. What's up with him? There's some sort of gas leak in the lower level near the equipment shed. Is somebody gonna seal it up? They should be sending someone soon. I'm just glad I'm not stationed down there.
Ah, okay, I guess this is the equipment shed. Yeah, no, it is a gatehouse, so I'm not sure how would that help me, but still, probably worth checking out, if only for the reason of disabling the cameras.
Access granted.
And I guess I get to open the gate as well. Let's also check this.
Access granted.
Harvesters on the move. Yeah, the CEO says we've got them by the balls because they think that they still have Tong. Well, I guess it's an older email because like they would probably figure out that they've lost him pretty soon, but still, at the point of sending this, they thought they controlled the harvesters because they controlled Tong, but that's not the case any longer. Okay. I think this episode has been long enough, so
stop right there.
I'm afraid.
Try to hit me now.
I guess they went to check what's up with the gate.
Got you.
After all, I remotely opened it.
Come on! Holy shit! What's that?
Yeah, but this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save right here, which I in fact did already save, and I guess I'll end it here. So that's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!